The president of Colombia, doctor without a doctorate, Gustavo Petro, posted this tweet on his X account and it says, "This is peace, it's humanity, it's love." I don't know if he knows how to write, what the heck. It's love and solidarity in the worst moment, because he says it about a photo of one of the released hostages who had never been kidnapped on October 6th giving a kiss on the head to a terrorist. Never in those shows that you might know about, where they bring someone up on stage and start greeting, this is the show they put on. They bring up the kidnapped person and give them a small gift, as if they'd been to Disneyland. I don't know what pathology Gustavo Petro, the doctor without a doctorate, suffers from. He thinks they were there as if in a 5-star hotel in Gaza, that they even wanted to go into Gaza to be kidnapped. And he was kidnapped for 500 days under the worst conditions. What does humanity have to do with this? No terrorist group has been like Gustavo Petro. This is what happened behind the scenes. Here, one of the many civilians who go to Gaza to see these shows recorded it, and look. He's being told what to do, how to proceed, and how to greet. They're giving instructions. He's confused and doesn't understand what they're asking. There they tell them, kiss him on the head, let him kiss you on the head, and they tell them, okay, recording. And this is the show. Now you see why or where they come from. Thanks. Now you understand, look, it's just that when he says it, the kidnapper doesn't understand what the heck he's asking for. What do you mean, kiss him on the head? Come on, once again, the cameraman tells him, but he still doesn't understand what he's asking for. He doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe it. What madness. And that's why this photo shows such humanity, because they're forced to do this. These were the Israeli hostages who returned. That's how they were taken, and they came back as if they had come out of a Nazi concentration camp, weighing just a few kilos. Is this Petra's humanity? Let's remember the case of Akan Bergen.
How come? Why are they waving? Do you understand now why they're waving? This was a behind-the-scenes recording that leaked. It's a circus. They asked the hostages to wave at the cameras. That's why they wave. Not because they're happy near these beasts. Their first priority is to escape and free themselves.
I don't understand who gives a keyboard to guys like Gustavo Petro so they can write such nonsense. What's humane about being kidnapped for 500 days? This is the show they stage around her, and it's the day she was kidnapped. Did she like having her flesh torn? I won't mention the other terrible things they did to her on camera, but you know what happened. Speaking of Akan Bergen, let me tell you a story. When she was kidnapped with Lydia Elba, they were in Gaza for all those 500 days. We Jews have something called kosher. Meat has to be kosher meat, otherwise we can't eat it. Akan, she never ate the meat because it wasn't kosher meat. Imagine, she was in captivity. On one occasion, there was a can of tuna. Lydia told her, let's eat this tuna since you need more strength. Do you know what she said? She said, no, I can't eat that tuna because that would be stealing. Imagine being kidnapped by terrorists who kidnapped her. She won't take a can of tuna because that's stealing. That's the great ethical gap between us and those beasts, and everything that this fool Gustavo Petro supports. The people who handed over the body of Shirin Bibas, well, they gave her a body that wasn't hers. After conducting the forensic test on the bodies of the Bibas babies, the announcement was made. Ariel and Kirin Bibas were murdered by terrorists in cold blood. The terrorists didn't shoot the 2 babies, but killed them with their own hands. The humanity of Hamas to kill babies with their own hands. On what planet does this former terrorist Petro live, who continues to support terrorists? By the way, when Petro was an active terrorist, let's say, they called him El Kakas. Do you know why they called him El Kakas? The Grand Mufti Ahmed El Haddad, he said that what Hamas did is a disgrace to Islam. This is a level we had never seen before. The Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia also condemned Hamas. How is it possible that the leaders of the Arab world condemn this? And Gustavo Petro applauds them. Let's see how humane Hamas really is. These were 2 of the hostages who were released in the past couple of days. Hisham al-Sayed, here he is being freed. He is a Bedouin Israeli Arab who suffers from schizophrenia. He entered Gaza in 2015 and only now are they releasing him after a decade. And that's even though he's an Arab. You would think that their enemies, Hamas's enemies, are only the Jews, right? For a decade, that's the father, Shaban. And then his brother Bastian arrives. Or for example, the other one I showed you, Abraham Mengistu. He is also treated with medication and stopped taking his medicine. And he crossed the Gaza border in 2014. He was kidnapped for more than a decade. He was freed from Gaza. This shows the humanity of those who kidnap people with mental health issues. He is just one of many terrorists Israel has released. Hundreds in total. This is Niall Abel. What? It's been a week because of this agreement where Israel releases terrorists in exchange for innocent civilians that Hamas kidnapped. And this terrorist, who had a life sentence for the atrocities he committed, had already served 21 years of his sentence at home in Israel. He jumped from the roof and ended his life. This isn't just about Gustavo Petro, it's also his supporters. I believe most aren't as extreme as he is. There aren't many, but they're very loud. Give the chimpanzee a Twitter account and he goes wild. That's the problem. Do you want to see what the inhumanity of Hamas caused? These are some of the families that Hamas destroyed on October 7th. The one you see in color is the one who survived. Entire families. And these kidnappers, just imagine they kidnapped a little girl. When he was released, he didn't know that his family was already gone. He only found out when he was released. Of course. And there are many more things. There are many more that I don't even show you because I haven't finished doing it. You know that the Vivas family from Israel, from Rabbi Yehuda Vivas. He was the rabbi of Rabbi Yehuda Hey Alkaleh. For those who know the history of Zionism, Rabbi Yehuda Vivas was one of the great promoters of the Zionist movement, one of the great sages of Israel in his generation. And from him descends the Vivas family. We are an ancient people. Israel, we are an eternal people. We come from wise men. We are a people who come from kings and prophets. And these terrorists, no matter how much they try to wipe us out, we know how the story ends. People like this guy, Gustavo Petro, will go down in history as the scum of humanity, and that's how they will be remembered, because that's how the enemies of Israel are remembered. That's how everyone who has tried to trample us and harm us is remembered. And we will keep going. We're still here. We keep moving forward. We keep succeeding. All of you who are with us, who support Israel, who spread the word, share the content on our page and pray for the peace of Jerusalem, for a better world. You are on the right side of history. Israel, together with you, we will continue. We are the ones who will continue on the path toward a better humanity. These terrorists are backward people who are making humanity worse. And congratulating ourselves and calling them humanity is making the world worse. We will triumph just as we have triumphed in the past over much more difficult challenges. We have already been through worse times than this, and we will triumph and make a better world. And there will be peace between us and the children of Ishmael in the Arab world. There is already peace with major Arab countries, and this will continue as we build a better world together. Greetings from Israel.